Hi children, welcome back to the part 2 of A Hero. Yes, written by R.K. Narayanan. Do you remember what happened in part 1? Do you remember the Swami? You forgot about Swami. What happened to Swami? He was supposed to sleep in an office room all alone just because he told his papa that you don't need courage. We need courage, right? Is strength alone okay? No, we definitely need courage. Now let's see what happened to Swami. Okay, so we start the chapter. Let me sleep in the hall, father. You remember he was telling him, I want to sleep in the hall, and papa said, no, you're not going to sleep in the hall. Swami pleaded, your office room is very dusty and there are many scorpions behind your law books. There are no scorpions, little fellow. Sleep on the bench if you like. You remember scorpions? What are scorpions? They are small creatures of the spider family with a poisonous sting. So he was telling, Papa, there are a lot of scorpions behind your books, Papa. I'll get very scared and they'll come and sting me. Then what will I do? Can I have a lamp burning at least in the room? Now these are all the requests that he is making to his father because he's so scared. No, you must learn not to be afraid of darkness. It is only a question of habit. You must cultivate good habits. Now, every father would want his children to be good. They should have good habits. Can you tell me some good habits which you should follow? Maybe getting up early in the morning and studying, sleeping on time, eating on time, washing yourself regularly, brushing every day. These are all good habits. So one or more of the good habit was to sleep alone, be independent. This is what this father wanted to create in his son Swami. Okay? Will you at least leave the door open? All right. But promise me you won't roll up your bed and go to your granny's side at night. If you do it, I'll make you the laughing stock of your school. Now, he agreed to him that I can let the door be open, but you should not pick up your bed and go to your granny again. If you go there, what do? He'll make him a laughing stock. What is laughing stock? An object of ridicule. He'll go and tell all his friends in the class what he did, and everyone's going to laugh at him. Will you like that? No, not at all. Swami felt cut off from humanity. He felt that why Papa is behaving with me like that. He was very angry and upset about his father being like that. He did not like how his father was behaving with him that day. He was pained and angry. He did not like the strain of cruelty he saw in his father's nature. He always had his father love him. Suddenly he was becoming strict. He was not liking it at all. He hated the newspaper for printing the tiger story. That morning, he hated that Papa was reading the newspaper and that stupid tiger story came in. He did not like it at all. He wished that the tiger had not spared the boy. He actually wished that the tiger, what is spared? It means not harm someone. He wished that the tiger had not harmed the boy that day, who didn't appear to be a boy after all, but a monster. He thought that the tiger should have just eaten off that boy. No, that boy is anyways a monster. So all these thoughts were coming in Swami's mind. Yes, because he was in a very angry mood. As the night advanced and the silence in the house deepened, yes, when it's darker late in the night, what happens? Everyone sleeps, all the noises go down. It becomes even more silent, okay? His heart beat faster. Now he was getting even more scared. Even if he was very, very tired, he was not sleepy. He remembered all the stories of devils and ghosts he had heard in his life. When you're actually scared, you tend to remember all the ghost stories that you've ever heard of, all the ghost movies that you've ever seen. How often his chum, Mani, had seen the devil in the banyan tree at his street end. What is a chum? Chum is a good friend, okay? Especially among children. Very informally, how you call, he's my bum chum, he's my best buddy. So his best buddy was Mani. So Mani was telling him a story about a ghost on the banyan tree at the right end of the street. So that also came in his mind. All kind of stories were coming in his mind. And what about that poor Muniswami's father who spat out blood because the devil near the river's edge slapped his cheek when he was returning home late one night. This was one more story of Muniswami that he had heard, and so on his thoughts continued. He was faint with fear. He was really not feeling well and he was feeling dizzy. Okay? A ray of light from the street lamp strayed in and cast shadows on the wall. There was only one small ray of light coming from the street. Through the stillness of all kinds of noises reached his ears the ticking of the clock. Now, late in the night, what are the noises that you will hear? Tick tock, tick tock. What is this? Ticking of the clock. Rustle of the trees because wind is blowing. You hear the leaves rustling. Snoring sounds. Everyone was sleeping, so he could hear different kind of snores, and some vague night insects humming. You know, in the night you can see all these insects humming. You can hear all that, right? He covered himself so completely that he could hardly breathe. He was so scared that he completely covered himself, so he could not see or hear anything. Every moment he expected the devils to come up and carry him away. What was he thinking? Now as soon as I close my eyes, one big devil will come and he'll carry me away and go off somewhere. There was the instance of his old friend in the 4th class who suddenly disappeared and was said to have been carried off by a ghost to Siam or Nepal. So at this point, when weird imaginations were coming in his mind, he also got to think about his friend. When he was in 4th grade, some ghost had come, picked up his friend and gone off to Nepal. This also he thought, so that same ghost might come and pick me up and go off. He was thinking of all that. Swami hurriedly got up and spread his bed under the bench and crouched. Crouched means lowered the body close to the ground. When you crouch, when you get your legs close to your mouth, that is crouching. What did he do? He got his bed under the bench so that he felt little more safe, and he crouched himself and he slept. It seemed to be a much safer place, more compact and reassuring. So this place was little more compact, and reassuring means to make someone feel calmer, to make someone feel less frightened. Then he was feeling less frightened and little more calmer. He felt little safer there. So when you change the place where you are sleeping, you feel that okay, let me sleep there. There I think I am much better. So that's what Swami did. He shut his eyes tight and encast himself in his blanket once again, and unknown to himself fell asleep. What is encast? He covered himself very closely. He crouched, encast, and he slept, and he did not even realize when he fell asleep. And in sleep was racked with nightmares. What is racked? Racked means make someone suffer great mental pain. And in sleep, again in sleep also what was happening? He was getting all weird thoughts again of all those disturbing things that he had already heard. And nightmares. Nightmares are frightening dreams. He was getting a lot of frightening dreams because he was already thinking about it. So what happens, kids, is before you sleep, think of good things. Always think of happy things, good things. Listen to some bhajans and then sleep. So you will get a very sound sleep. If you think like Swami, you'll obviously get nightmares, no? What are nightmares? Frightening dreams. If you think of ghosts and devils and sleep, you will definitely get the dreams of those. Okay? A tiger was chasing him. This was his nightmare. His feet stuck to the ground. He desperately tried to escape, but his feet would not move. This is his dream that he is explaining us. What is desperately? Do something without any hope. That you're just doing it, you know there's not going to be any result. The tiger was at his back. Why did he dream of the tiger? Because the entire episode of Tiger was going on, right? The newspaper article. And he could hear its claws scratch the ground. Scratch, scratch, and then a loud thud. Swami tried to open his eyes, but his eyelids would not open, and the nightmare continued. Now Swami, he was trying very, very hard to open his eyes, but he was so scared that he could not even open his eyes. It threatened to continue forever. Swami groaned in despair. Now that thought or that dream was telling him that I am not going to leave you. As much as he tried to open his eyes, he was not able to do it. Now Swami groaned. What did he do? He was weird noises he was removing, and he was like very, very scared, but no option. He couldn't help it. Okay? Poor Swami, I feel so bad for him. With a desperate effort, he opened his eyes. Now, he was trying a lot to open his eyes, but he was not able to because he was so scared. But with desperate effort, he opened his eyes. He put his hand out to feel his granny's presence at his side, as he was in his habit, because he used to sleep every day with granny. He would put his hand on granny and feel safe. But was granny here now? No. But he only touched the wooden leg of the bench because he was sleeping under the bench. And his lonely state came back to him. He started to feel lonely again. He sweated with fright. What happens when you're scared? What happens when you're frightened? You start sweating. Yes. And now, what was this rustling? What is rustling? A little noise coming from somewhere. He could hear some noises. Now, what were the noises? Already this poor Swami was so scared and frightened, and he was sleeping alone, and it was so dark, and now he could hear noises. What are the noises? Let us see. He moved to the edge of the bench and stared into the darkness. He was staring into the darkness. Something was moving down. He lay gazing at it in horror. He was already shocked and scared. His end had come. Oh my God, Swami thought, now I am going to die. Now there's someone who's coming and he's going to kill me. He realized that the devil would presently pull him out and tear him. And so, why should he wait? The devil is going to come and pull me out anyway, so why should I wait? As it came nearer, he crawled out from under the bench, hugged it with all his might, and used his teeth on it like a mortal weapon. What is a mortal weapon? It is a deadly weapon. What did Swami do? He thought, anyways, he's going to come and kill me. I am only going to do something to him. Let me see. He came down, he hugged the devil, he pushed him down, and he bit him with his, what is the mortal weapon here? Teeth. Yes, he bit him with his teeth. Wow, that is so brave of Swami. Ayo, something has bitten me, he said, went forth and agonized, thundering cry, and was followed by a heavy tumbling. Tumbling means falling helplessly and falling amidst furniture. Now, he did not expect that. Who was he? That was a thief. He did not expect someone coming from there. But what did he do? He said, ayo, and he fell. And there was so much of furniture there, obviously he had to get hurt. In a moment, father, cook, and a servant came in, carrying light, and all three of them fell. Everyone came in listening to the noise, and everyone fell down. At the bugler. Who is bugler? Bugler is a thief, a robber, who lay amidst the furniture with a bleeding ankle. Because he fell on the furniture, he got hurt, and he was lying down already, and all of them fell on the bugler. Okay? What a scene it would have been. Congratulations were showered on Swami next day. Why? What did Swami do last night? He was brave. He was so courageous. So everyone was congratulating him. His classmates looked at him with respect, and his teacher patted his back. Everyone was saying, wow, Swami, you are so brave, man. You fought with a bugler alone. That is so great of you. We don't have that kind of courage, Baba. The headmaster said that he was a true scout. Scout means someone who is trained in doing acts of public service, someone who helps everyone. The headmaster says, you are so brave, Swami, you are good to be a scout now. Swami had bitten into the flesh of one of the most notorious housebreakers of the district. He was the most notorious, means very naughty or evil-minded burglar of the district. So what Swami had done? He had actually bitten him, and the police were grateful to him for it. Even police people had come and they thanked him. He said, wow, Swami, so brave of you. This burglar is so naughty and evil-minded of the district. The inspector said, why don't you join the police when you are grown up? The inspector was very proud of him, and he said, come on, Swami, now you are a strong boy. You can even join the police force. Swami said for the sake of politeness, certainly yes, though he had quite made up his mind to be an engine driver. Swami's dream was to become an engine driver, a railway guard. or a bus conductor later in life. Swami already had thought he'll become one of the three. So he said, yes, I can, but he had already made up his mind to become one of these. Okay. When he returned home from the club that night, father asked, where is the boy? Now father came home from club and asked, where is my son? He's asleep. Already? He didn't have a wink of sleep the whole of last night. Mama said that he had not slept at all. Not a wink of sleep means couldn't sleep the entire night, said his mother. She was feeling bad for him, right? Because he had not slept the entire night. Where is he sleeping? If you could tell me. In his usual place, mother said casually. He went to bed at 7:30, which is too early. Sleeping beside his granny again? Really? Father said. No wonder. He wanted to be asleep before I could return home. Clever, clever boy he is. Otherwise, I would have told him to sleep alone again. Mother lost her temper. You let him sleep where he likes, please. You needn't risk his life again. Imagine if the burglar had done something to him. Father mumbled as he went into for change. All right, you mollycoddle, and spoil him as much as you like. What is mollycoddle? Treat someone very kindly and protect the person too much from anything unpleasant. We all parents mollycoddle our babies, now don't we? We don't want anything bad to happen to them. Only don't blame me afterwards. Don't blame me if he doesn't become an independent boy. Swami, following the whole conversation from under the blanket, felt tremendously relieved to hear that his father was giving him up. He felt very happy. Now my father's not going to make me sleep alone. Yay! I'm so happy. Such a clever boy. He is hearing everything from under the blanket, isn't it? With this, we finish the chapter. And you keep thinking about what Swami did later. Okay? Did his father do this again to make him sleep in the room? Or did your father do it? We'll solve question answers now. Come on. This is question number 4. Before these questions, we've already done in part 1. You can refer to that video. Now, why did Swami conclude that his father's proposition was frightful? Swami concluded that his father's proposition was frightful because his father expected him to not only sleep alone but also sleep in the office room instead of the hall. Swami's complaint there could be scorpions is waved aside by his father, who suggests that Swami sleeps on the bench. Moreover, his request to keep a lamp burning in the room is also turned down by his father. The only request of Swami that was honored by his father was to keep the door open. This too was agreed upon by the father after a strict warning to Swami that he shouldn't try to go to his granny's side. Question number 5. As the night advanced, Swami felt that something terrible would happen to him. What would it be? How would it happen? Swami remembered all the stories he had heard about ghosts and devils. He recollected his chum, the buddy Mani, seeing a devil in the banyan tree at his street end. Swami also remembered the references to Muniswami's father spitting out blood after being slapped by a devil on his way home. He was faint with fear. Every moment he expected the devils to come up to carry him away. He was so scared that he was thinking all wrong things. Question 6. There was absolute silence in the room. In spite of it, some noises reached Swami's ears. What were they? The different kinds of noises that reached his ears added to Swami's fear. In the stillness of the night, even usual sounds added to Swami's nervousness. The ticking of the clock, the rustle of trees, snoring sounds, and the humming sound of the night were the different sounds that reached Swami's ears in the stillness of the night. Question 7. Narrate Swami's dreadful experience when he was lying under the bench. Swami thought that crouching under the bench was safe, compact and reassuring. He shut his eyes very tight and covered himself in the blanket. When he was asleep, he was disturbed by nightmares. Bad dreams, okay? In his dreams, a tiger was chasing him. He could hear the loud thud and scratching sound. Swami tried to open his eyes, but it would not open only. The nightmare Honest Success series continued, and he groaned in despair. He was not feeling too good about it. Okay. Question number 8. All the questions are on page number 10. How was Swami honored by his classmates, teacher and the headmaster? Why were they honored? Because of the burglar incident. What did he do? He bit the burglar on his leg. Swami became a hero in one night. The next day morning, congratulations were showered on him. His classmates looked at him with great respect. His teachers patted his back and felt very proud of him. The headmaster praised him as he was a real scout. Even the police were grateful for him for it, and they also told him that you should become a police officer when you grow up. Have you also been a hero in your life sometime? Have you also done something which is great like a scout? Remember and write about it in your diary. Question 9. Why did father wanted Swami to sleep alone in the office room? Swami's father wanted him to behave like a grown-up by sleeping alone, because he was in the second form, right? He wanted to break Swami's habit of sleeping next to his granny or his mother. Swami's father felt that Swami was not being brought up in the right manner. He felt that Swami had to be little more courageous. Question number 10. Who do you think was wiser, Swami or his father? Justify your preference. Who do you think was wiser, dad or son? Though Swami emerged a winner, it wasn't because of his courage or wisdom. So we cannot really consider him wise. All excuses made by Swami to avoid sleeping alone are waved away by his father, who wants him to be courageous. Since his father succeeds at whatever he plans, perhaps we can take him as wiser, because if his father says you will do this, that means he had to do it. He had no other option. Question 11. Why did Swami feel relieved at the end? What happened that he felt relieved? Swami felt greatly relieved on realizing that his father had given up on him and wouldn't compel him to sleep alone. This happens because of the intervention of his mother, who after the episode of the burglar is bold enough to tell the father that he shouldn't risk Swami's life by making him sleep alone. Okay? Question 12. Suppose you are Swami of the story. Write a brief letter to your friend describing how you helped to catch a burglar in your house. Now imagine that you are Swami. You have to write a letter to your friend describing the incident about the burglar. Okay, I have written this letter to you, but you can mold the text according to yourself. Now we write the date and the place here. This is from whom? Swami. And then Malgudi. Okay. To Raju. Raju is his friend. He is the son of Munswami. Then the address comes. Then you write, if it's an informal letter, you write, my dear Raju. If it's a formal letter, you write, dear sir or respected sir. How are you? I am fine and my parents are too. My granny asks for you very often. How is your school and friends? I hope you are also fine there. Last week, my dad ordered to sleep in his office room alone. You know, till today I sleep besides my granny. I was afraid very much, but I had to obey my dad. I slept alone in his office room. When I was asleep, I heard a sound. I got up and saw that there was something moving towards me. I hugged it and I bit with all my strength. There was a cry. By hearing the cry, my dad, servant and family members came and caught the person. To our surprise, he was a very notorious burglar. Like this, I helped to catch the burglar, though it was not my intention actually. I am expecting your early reply. Convey my regards to your family members. Your loving friend, Swami. Okay, so this is the letter form. You can write something else also if you want in your letter. Now this is the question. There are some words describing the characters in the story or hero. They are given in bracket. The words are adjectives: caring, protective, innocent, disciplined, helpless, tricky, authoritative and innocent, nervous. Now we have to put in columns in respect to who do you think Swami's father, what are the characteristics of Swami's father, mother, granny and Swami. Who was caring? Mother was caring. Who was protective? Mother. Who was innocent? Granny, because she didn't know what was happening. Who was disciplined? Father. Okay. Who was helpless? Swami. Who was tricky? Swami. Because again he would change the questions. Who was authoritative? Father. Who was innocent? Innocent is done. And who was nervous? Nervous also was Swami, because he was scared. Okay. Now we move on to the next. Now we are at the summary. We have finished all the question answers. These all are available in your app. Anytime that you want to see, you can see. I am going to read the summary for you to understand the chapter better. Okay. A Hero was written by a well-known English novelist R.K. Narayan. This is the extract taken by his familiar novel Swami and His Friends. In this novel, Swami was a boy of 11-12-year-old. He was so simple, innocent, non-courageous boy born in the middle-class South Indian family. His family members were his father, mother, granny and a little baby. His father was most disciplined and authoritative. His mother and granny were more caring, protective, and he was very obedient to his father. In this extract, once his father was reading the newspaper and called Swami and narrated the tiger incident which came in the paper. The brave lad faced the tiger and flew up the tree until some people came and killed the tiger. Swami's father asked Swami's opinion about the incident. Swami said that facing the tiger alone means he might be a strong grown-up man and not a boy at all. Father said that courage is more important. Strength and age are not very important. Swami did not agree. So father challenged him to show his courage by sleeping alone in his office room. The poor chap Swami was so afraid and wished to change the topic. He started talking about the cricket club. But his father was so determined and commanded him to sleep alone in his office room. To avoid this, Swami gave many excuses and he was not ready to sleep alone. Father said it was shame to sleep beside granny or mother like a baby, though he was a grown-up and he was studying in the second form. Father looked at his wife while talking, but she was not ready to take the abuses that she was spoiling her son. So she said that his granny was spoiling him. Swami's father kept quiet. At that time, Swami silently went towards his bed. Granny called him and asked him why he didn't want to hear a story on that day as usual. Swami wanted to escape from his father. So he threw himself on the bed and pulled the blanket over his face. Seeing his granny told not to cover his face and asked whether he was really very sleepy, what had happened to him. Swami got angry on granny and pretended that he's sleeping already. Father came and he made him get up and asked him to follow his instructions. Granny recommended Swami and questioned Swami's father, why did he disturb him? Mother also supported her son and suggested to sleep in the hall. But father did not listen to any of the words. Swami was not ready to sleep in the office room. He said it was very bad and dusty and there may be lot of scorpions behind the law books. But father did not agree and ordered him to sleep in the office room only. Otherwise, he would make him laughing stock at the school. He was afraid of darkness, so he asked permission to have the burning lamp. For this also, father didn't agree because he wanted Swami to learn to be afraid, not be afraid of darkness. Finally, Swami requested to leave the office room door open. For that, father agreed. There was no way to avoid his father. So Swami went to office room. While he was in the room, he hated the news printed in the newspaper about the tiger and wished that the tiger had not spared the boy and eaten him up. As the night advanced and the silence deepened, his heartbeat fastened. He remembered the scary devil and ghost stories that he had always heard. He was very much afraid to be alone in the room. He could hear all types of sounds like ticking of the clock, rustle of the trees, snoring sounds, etc. in the calmness of the night very, very clearly. Okay, so every moment in his thought the devils would come and carry him away. He was full of fear. He didn't know what to do. He got up and spread his bed under the bench and crouched there. He shut his eyes tight and fell asleep. He was racked with nightmares in his sleep. Nightmares continued. A tiger was chasing him. The tiger was at his back. The fear of tiger that it may catch him continued. He groaned in despair. After some time, by much effort, he opened his eyes. He touched the wooden leg of the bench, assuming that Granny was at his side. He sweated with fear. At that time, Swami saw something moving. He thought his end had come. Why should he wait? As it came nearer, he hugged it and bit with all the strength like a mortal weapon. The man, who was the man? The burglar, screamed with pain and fell amidst furniture. By hearing the cry of a man, father, cook and servant came. All three of them caught the burglar. Thank God. This burglar was the most notorious housebreakers of the district, and he was a challenge for the police also. Next day, congratulations were showered on Swami. His classmates looked at him with great respect. His teachers and headmaster were also very proud of him. Swami became a hero in one night, and all were very happy. At night, father asked, "Where is Swami?" For that, mother replied that he had already slept in his usual place. Mother also continued her talk and informed that let him sleep where he likes, need not risk his life again. Father mumbled that if Swami was spoiled, then there is no blame from his side. Swami heard the whole conversation of his parents and felt relieved that his father was finally giving up on his last. Now he is not going to tell him to sleep alone anymore. So with this, I finish this beautiful chapter, A Hero, a very nice, funny incident narrated by R.K. Narayan. There are a lot of incidents like this which keep happening in our life too, isn't it? So we can relate better. All his stories are relatable. I hope you enjoyed reading this chapter with me. Please make sure you do all the question answers, quizzes, mind maps. There are lots to do on the app. So go to the app, like it. Thank you very much. Kashish Chugh signing out.